Just a beautiful afternoon for football, Coach. They say summer is the time to live in Chicago. Well, that's extended into autumn as we are ready to roll under blue skies at Soldier Field. This was the scene a moment ago as the Bears emerge from their tunnel. Ready for football are they, and ready for football are we as the Bears get set to match up with the Minnesota Vikings. This will be taken very short. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
At their own 32-yard line.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Right here.
They run with David Montgomery, the third-round pick from Iowa State. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's 2nd down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
From the 35 on 2nd down, Darnold. And some room to roam now. And a great return here gets this one all the way down to the 26-yard line. Well, not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school is he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
Check, 59. Hey, Ken. Give me that 61. Matchbox white. Zebra. Hey, Alpha. Move.
Following the interception, Cousins letting one go. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Brian Poole. Certainly not the cleanest of starts to this football game. Back-to-back plays yield turnovers in this first quarter.
So there's not much flow right now. A very choppy game. And I know this. It's a copycat league. We say it all the time about the NFL, but I'm not quite sure this is what they had in mind about something they wanted to emulate.
No, you don't want to emulate a turnover. It's a pickup of 10 and a Bears first down.
Now, that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
Let's go. We got this.
First down, here's the run with Montgomery. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
From the 35 on 2nd down, Darnold, the defensive end, Daniil Hunter, drops him. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
18 yards on that one, and Chicago has the first. So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. Now it's Darnold. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Back to throw, Darnold. And that'll be intercepted by the Pro Bowl safety Harrison Smith. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that.
And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs, his 3rd touchdown now on the year as his guys are able to strike and oh, he takes off with it. It's a fake. Pushing through the contact. And he gets in. Well, no one was expecting a fake there, but they add 2 more onto their lead. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This one fielded at the 5. And not a particularly good return here as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Back to the air, Darnold on second down. And this is incomplete. Allen Robinson, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
Well, it certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. It's the 3rd time they've looked in his direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from him. They feel like they've got something there, and they want to capitalize on it.
I think you're right. We're only in the first quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead. And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. A great return there of 22 yards. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time the formula was pretty simple. 1-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, 1-play drive's exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was fairly easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
Yeah, we'll see if it's that easy here. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
You ain't got nothing. Bobo's the mic. Hey, Delta. Bobo. Check tight end. Check tight. Check tight.
To throw, Cousins. Going deep for Diggs. This is caught inside the 15. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Stephon Diggs with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Vikings get the quick strike touchdown. Bailey got the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be taken short. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
Let's go, boys. Bring it on.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. On 2nd and 10, Darnold, open man, Taylor Gabriel. 14 yards in a Chicago 1st down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are it's quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed.
On 1st and 10, Darnold. Open man is Trey Burton. A good pickup, 17 yards and a bare first down.
17 more yards.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
Called that a very strong gain of 24. On first down, Montgomery able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run it and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or also just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Daniil Hunter picks up his second sack of the afternoon. Third and long, it's Darnold. And that is incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely, just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. The kick by Bryant is good. And they're on the board now. It's 15-3. So chalk that down as an 8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Steps away to his left. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with second and a yard. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's second and a yard from the 34. Cousins gives way to Cook. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
A 4-yard pickup on the play. First down, Minnesota.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Hey, we're good, we're good. Come on, baby, let's go. Get excited. Let's go, let's go.
With the score, Vikings 15, Bears 3.
So here's a first and 10 at the 38.
Hey, watch the slant, watch the slant. Watch the slant. Can't.
Working out of the gun, Cousins. And his throw intercepted by the all-pro corner, Kyle Fuller. They are in an interception mood on defense. Had 2 nice interceptions a week ago. Now 2 here in the first half.
Yeah, we call it ball hawking. And the only way to truly be good ball hawks is not guessing. It's not just simply anticipation. It's study and understanding what they like to do and beating them to the spot and creating big plays.
Well, they're watching the film, and it's working. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a second and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Going deep this time for Miller. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you go make a play on the football.
And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. Third and short, blitz was on.
And Darnold, he lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And some room to work. 20.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect.
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
3 buzz. Mike spot 9, Mike spot.
Hey, wahoo!
To throw on 2nd and 6, Cousins. And Thielen's got it. Touchdown, Vikings. Kirk Cousins with 3 touchdown passes now in the afternoon. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be fielded at the 8. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
Let's go!
At their own 28-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Now, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. To throw on 2nd and 10, Darnold. And that's caught inside the 30. And he does take it in for the touchdown, but a flag on the field, and I don't think this is going to stand.
Yeah, don't put the points on the board just yet.
They'll wind up losing a full 10 yards on the play, and it'll make this a 2nd and long. Darnold gonna let one fly for Robinson. And that is gonna be pulled in one-handed. Wow. A huge play there for Chicago. 51 yards. So the field flips here as they'll go to work at the 20 now on 1st and 10. Now a run with Montgomery. And not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the 20. Give him maybe a yard. Quite the opposite from the previous big gainer. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Darnold from the gun. Going to throw right side here. Complete. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes that's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
To throw is Darnold. He completes this into the hands of Miller. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Anthony Miller, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bears cut into that lead. Bryant's extra point up and good. And they're able to cut this deficit down to 12. And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
It's 2nd and 8
Watch the flag. Watch the flag. Watch the flag. Whip.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Cousins. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Khalil Mack, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues.
3rd and
So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long.
Don't let him breathe. Play that tight deep. Don't let him breathe, defense. Watch twist, watch twist, watch twist. Twist. Black. Watch that.
3rd and long for Cousins. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. Great blocking, nearly sprung in there. 28-yard return, and the Bears take over. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
And a nice gain at 21 yards. Darnold now closing in on a 200-yard first half through the air. It's 1st and 10. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. And he's over 100 yards now after that last catch. Already, of course, leading the NFL in receiving yardage.
So he's done nothing at all to hurt his cause to stay in that spot. But I've been so impressed with how he's gotten it done. Body control, route running. How about the way he competes for the football at the end of the play?
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Now Darnold. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Taylor Gabriel, his first touchdown on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. Bryant tacks on the extra point, and this is back to a 5-point game. And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
Let's go.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you've got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are on the field. Got the lead.
And that is intercepted by the all-pro safety, Eddie Jackson. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Inside of a minute left in the half. Does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do? Or I guess, and that'll be intercepted by the Pro Bowl safety Harrison Smith. And the return stops just a little bit shy of midfield at the 48-yard line. So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half, and you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest, we're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next series?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here, but he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they got to weigh things about who's behind him. Do they think he can snap it back into gear? Maybe change up the play calling to help him out a little bit.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Watch the pass. Watch the pass. Mike's 59. Mike's 59. Coming to you. Coming to you. He's crashing. He's checking crash.
Bang, 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 bang.
He's coming. Double up. Double up. He's coming. Double up.
Cousins to throw it. Lets it go for Nelson. That's going to be caught. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. J.J. Nelson, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Bailey got the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This fielded at the 2. He juked him. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20. Call it the 21-yard line.
Let's go.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Now, we're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. The 20. And he will be brought down as time has now run out on this first half of action. So we come upon halftime in what's a 12-point game at the break. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, the Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. They'll run again. This time it's Abdullah. Roquan Smith, fresh off a solid rookie campaign, in on the tackle for Chicago.
The way things have gone in this one, the running game's been something of an afterthought, and that's not been too bad for them, has it?
Yeah, the offensive returns have been good, but I guess we figured he in the ground game would be a bit more involved.
Yellow.
Mike 59. Mike.
Hey, exit.
Let's get the ball.
Gun.
Mike, check. 59. Hey, come on.
Hey, Steamer.
Mike.
On 2nd and 9, Cousins. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 13-yard line.
Check. 59. Watch the screen.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, second half, no matter what. Whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
And he is out of bounds as they'll start up past the 30.
At their own 31-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Looking to throw on second down. Darnold. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The sack by big number 98, Linval Joseph.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
It's complete to Robinson. He's at the 40. Past the 20. 10. Touchdown, Chicago. Allen Robinson, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bears get a bit closer. Bryant's extra point up and good. And they're able to cut this deficit down to 12. And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. This will be fielded at the 6. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just run the same things over and over. Some do, but many will also show something and then come back with something else to keep the defense off balance.
And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
A gain of 2 brings up 3rd and less than a yard.
44's the mic. All you get is a headache. All you get is a headache. 44's the mic. 44's mic.
3rd and short yardage. Cousins. It's caught. Nelson. 2 yards and able to get the first down in the process.
A pickup of 2 yards.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. 12 yards there. First down, Vikings.
And the Vikings first down.
2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10.
He's not going to get me.
And Diggs has it. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down.
First down, Minnesota.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. Now Cousins setting up the screen for Cook. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. A good pickup there on 1st as the screen pass gets him 8.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. They run with Abdullah. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
And it's 3rd down.
7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3.
It's our field. It's our field.
Go.
Cousins. And that is intercepted by the all-pro safety, Eddie Jackson. And he'll go down inside the 15 at his own 13-yard line.
I tell you, you don't have press conferences when you sign guys like this. He's been a real difference maker so far. That's now 2 interceptions for him in the game. And when you're getting contributions up and down your 53-man roster, you're going to be all right.
And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues.
A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9. At the 14.
On 2nd and 9, Darnold. He's got Burton here. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. A good pickup, 17 yards and a Bear first down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Here's Darnold. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. Make it back-to-back weeks now with a pick six for him. He had one a week ago.
Talk about being in the groove, and what are the odds of what we're seeing right here? You don't see it happen very often. Listen, if you get a pick six in a season, it's been a big year, let alone back-to-back weeks. Tell you this, I wouldn't play cards against this guy in the locker room.
This will be taken very short. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Fresh off the pick six, it's Darnold. Going to let one fly for Robinson. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
That one good for 26 and a first down. Darnold now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. Give him 30 yards there. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. He finds Robinson. And here he'll get it down to the 7. A gain of 6 there on 1st. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. To the air again, Darnold. Flush to his right. He'll try and run it. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a first down. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness that defensive line is eating them.
And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Allen Robinson with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Bears cut into that lead. Bryant tacks on the extra point, and they're able to cut this deficit down to 12. And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
And that is intercepted by the all-pro safety, Eddie Jackson. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman.
Oh, yeah, that's
then
right.
With the Eagles.
That's right. Then with the Eagles, and I believe it was against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct. The throw right side is complete here on the first play of the drive. A good pickup, 17 yards and a Bear first down. At this stage, this drive's got to be touchdown or bust because you need 2 of them.
And if I'm the offensive play caller, I'm not just looking at my dagger plays downfield. I'm looking at some of my specials, something that can fool them and give you a big play now.
With a sense of urgency.
No doubt.
An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. David Montgomery, his second touchdown on the season, as his guys are back within a single score. Bryant's extra point up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, very close, one-score game.
Yeah, and if I'm a defender, I'm actually chirping to you on the other side of the ball, saying, hey, we picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football, high percentage, but throw it with confidence. If there's any hesitancy at all, it could end up in enemy's hands again.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down. Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. Cousins. He sets to fire deep. And that is intercepted by the all-pro safety, Eddie Jackson. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. Well, there have been a ton of sacks. They were just trying to prevent another.
So what you're telling me is the conventional way has not really worked for them, huh?
Not at all.
Not all. So he tries to grab him here, and they still get caught.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. It's complete. It's Miller. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A really nice gain of 25 yards. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Now it's Darnold. This is caught by Robinson. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the first. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover and double and triple and do what you have to do? But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire. Eluding the pressure right. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Danielle Hunter in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. Darnold now to throw. And Robinson with a big catch. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. They'll run with Montgomery, and he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. 2nd and goal from the 6 this time.
Hey, watch that, watch that. Check Mike 54. Mike 54.
Now it's Darnold. And that'll be intercepted by the Pro Bowl safety Harrison Smith. He's at the 50, the 30, 20, 10, and he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
That was an interception, but on the field, the guys who are picking it off, they're not saying that. What word are they using? It's Oski. And that means catch the ball and go the other way.
That's your vernacular. I've never heard anybody say Oski.
Ask around. They'll tell you.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. This one fielded at the 5. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. One last throw now for Darnold. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete. They were going for a consolation TD, but it was not to be. And time has run out now on this game. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Vikings, hey, they finish a perfect month of September as they move to 4-0 on the new campaign. And they'll have another road date next week with the New York Giants. Meanwhile, for Chicago, the defeat is their first of the year as they drop to 3-1. And they'll be off to Oakland next week for a date with the Raiders. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.